What's up, Treehouse Tribe? Welcome back to One Piece Wednesday. This time we're bringing you another starter deck match, Kaido versus Crocodile, blue. So purple versus blue. I think most people consider this like a hard counter, like purple counters blue a little bit, just because inherently the way it works is blue is bouncing your low cost characters, but if you're bouncing purple's characters, they can recycle a lot of their on-play effects, which ends up being really powerful for them. So blue plays a Kuma or Bartholomew, and basically here we're discussing, like, I'm not sure on the rule on this, so someone please tell me. Still new to One Piece, still trying to learn. Basically the card says you can look at the top three, and then you can choose if they go to the top or the bottom. Now what we were discussing was, can you do it separately, like send one to the bottom, to the top, or like some mix, or is it all or nothing? So someone please let me know. And then purple plays Sasaki, which is just play for 3, lose 1 Dawn, and then draw 1 card. Card advantage in this game is very powerful, and then we hit a security or a life trigger, which just bounces the Sasaki again. But basically, purple's whole idea is they have a lot of cards that ramp you mana, but then in return they also have a lot of cards that sacrifice mana to do some effects. So here we get Crocodile swings, and then we get All-Star Calamities, the card in security, which is just a draw 1 and then you get 1 land. So kind of lucky, ramp up a lot of land that way. So now it's like we never even lost the land as the purple player. We're gonna tap 4 to play. Oh, hello, cat. We're gonna play ulti. Ulti's effect is to -1 Dawn. You lose one Dawn to play page 1. It's a pretty good tempo card right now, I think, if you have both in hand. The problem is you have to have both in hand, right? But swing into another shambles, I think that's this one's called, and lose the page 1, which hurts really hard, because now if the purple player doesn't have another ulti, then that page 1 just kind of stuck in hand for a bit, which just feels kind of bad, and is what it is. Oh, and I forgot to mention that blue at some point played Weevil. It's just a vanilla card. I think he's 4K. A lot of resource control. I still can't get over how interesting the resource control in this game is. And we're part playing a Pacifista from hand for 4. 6K vanilla. Vanilla, like just like in early Digimon, early vanillas in this game are just gonna be strong and worth it. Here we're swinging 5K. We're gonna take the hit on the Crocodile swing, while we're gonna counter the Weevil swing, which Weevil's 5K. So again, attacking favors the attacker. So if you are 5K versus a 5K, the attacker wins. And then we're gonna play another Kuma. Look at the top 3. Get to return them in any order, top or bottom. But let me know if you can partition it out. Send some to the top, some to the bottom. Nope, purple's player's turn again. Now we got a lot of land. What's it gonna be? Oh, we're gonna tap all. Oh no, we're gonna tap enough of it. 5. It's looking like 5. Oh, we're gonna play queen. Queen on play, -1. Draw 2 cards and discard 1. Really nice. Hand advantage really matters in this game. Keeping your hand full is it's not like Digimon where every Digivolve, cycles another card back to your hand. You really have to start worrying about your hand size and like using your resources properly. You just don't get cards for free like you do in Digimon, it feels like nowadays. And even in BT1 or starter deck format, like just the act of Digivolving is in. The fact that Digivolving draws you a card is way more powerful than I think a lot of people that like exclusively play Digimon realize. And here we're going to swing with ulti into the suspended Weevil and choose to let the Weevil go. 3rd security, and then we got a thrust pad cannon, which is going to bounce a little guy. So we're still learning. So he shows me the card that has the trigger, but he chose not to activate it because he has no good targets and doesn't want to bounce any of his cards. So he's just gonna take the card to hand and not activate the trigger, which I'm pretty sure how that works. He revealed it because we're practicing or playtesting or whatever you want to call it. Here we're gonna swing a Crocodile into the ulti, and we're gonna block. Probably shouldn't have blocked, but it is what it is. I think it was probably more efficient to counter. Ooh, this is a 7k Kuma now. Oh no, that's a Pacifista. The Pacifista is so strong. 6k, what? That's actually kind of wild. Especially when you realize like a 6k attacking into a 5k, which is your leader every time, that requires 2 cards to counter the attack, which is so rough. Here we're gonna keep trying to protect the queen. We don't want queen to just lose. We don't want to lose our blocker. But here, so this queen has taken up 3 hits, but also we've lost a lot of security or lost a lot of our hand size to it. Just trying to protect it, but you know, but turning your card sideways in this game is also kind of risky, right? Losing it. And now we're going to 7k. This is going to require 2 cards to counter. I think probably Lairs just had enough of countering, protecting this queen. Though, if they would take 3 cards to protect that queen, right? 7k. No, it'd only take 2. So maybe it's worth it to keep the queen, because that blocker, 6k blocker, is kind of crazy. Not to mention, you could just swing out the croc back here. Ulti is gonna swing into the Kuma for 5k, nothing under it. Kuma's just gonna let the Kuma go. Kaido's gonna swing into the other Kuma, gonna let it go. And then we're gonna play a 6-cost king, -1 Don, and we're gonna send 1 Don back to kill the last guy, and he doesn't get the chance to protect it. Now our Crocodile player's got full 10 land, only 2 life, but he's got a decent hand size. I don't think he's gone neg too hard on any of his cards. And he's been crafting the top of his deck a little bit, so probably looking forward, probably looking good. And just talking back and forth about, so this is where we're talking about how like it's actually kind of a bad matchup for blue, because his way of controlling the board is bouncing these cards, but if he bounces this ulti back to my hand, then I can just play page 1, which getting that effect again is just so much tempo. And then including the king, if he bounces the king, that's just giving me another chance to just kill something again on his board. So we're just in this infinite loop of, well, he has to control my board because I'm applying too much pressure, but his removal options just aren't good enough, you know? So we're sitting here debating. I'm gonna play Buggy for 1, just to get some tempo on board, hopefully establish something, hopefully something gets done, right? We're gonna tap 4, it looks like, to play Shambles to return the king to hand. But here I think we're just gonna do it again. King for 6, lose the 1 Don, and kill the biggest thing on board, the scariest thing on board. I think they were both 3k, so it didn't matter. So it's better to kill the Kuma in case he wants to start bouncing it back to his hand. And then we're gonna swing Kaido at 6k to his hand. And we're gonna look at his trash. I think there's nothing else the purple player can do, so we're just gonna pass the turn to Crocodile. And then I think purple's I think we're just in a lock, right? Purple can't, blue is just too behind on board in life. Can't establish anything anymore. Can't really right, so he's gonna swing Buggy. We're gonna counter it since it's an easy counter to do. And then Crocodile swing 1, we're just gonna take the hit this time. Brachio Bomber, wow, lucky. Add 1 down to Dawn deck, Dawn area active, which really nice. Both securities have been pretty strong for these players, for both people, funny enough. And we're gonna go to 10 Dawn this time. play the Don Quixote. You know, hard play that. It's a good tempo card, but we're just gonna hard play it again and hope for the best, right? So let's see how this goes. We're gonna tap 3, 4, 5. We're gonna go 6 again. Just play the king again. You know, we're clearing the board. We're threatening a 7k body, which is huge in this game. And we're just going to put 1 card under, requiring him to have a 2k or higher counter. And he's going to take the damage. And it's another spell card, but I don't think this one has a trigger. I could be wrong. And then we just play a blocker. Restand. So we got, essentially, he has to swing 4 times on board right now, and there's no way Crocodile can just randomly pull that out of their butt. So we're gonna have probably Don Quixote swing at oh, we're gonna play Gecko. All right, Gecko Moria is gonna be able to recycle 1 card when 7 warlords from the grave to his hand. And then he's going to swing Don Quixote. We're just gonna take it. It's not worth countering 3 cards, a 7k. And then what is their plan? Oh, and then he bounces the he uses the Crocodile effect to bounce the blocker. So he's just now he's just gonna swing 5k at Kaido. We're gonna tap 3, 4, play Shambles, bounce the king again. But at this point, we're sitting here talking about it and trying to figure out what the optimal play here is. Because I have 10 Dawn, right? Kaido has 10 Dawn. He just shove it under and just swing. The opponent would need 11k worth of cards to just not take the hit. So he would need either 11 1k counters. And he's got mana open for Love Beam, which would give him 4k. So we're just sitting here thinking about it, like, what's the smart move? Do you try to control board, try to like do multiple swings, or do you just, you know, put 15k power on the board and say, yep, up yourself by 11k or you lose, right? And I think the play is just force them to have the 11k. Like, at this point in the game, you've countered so many things, you've gone back and forth for everything that all right, so yeah, 4k for the level of beam, and then just another 7k. Doesn't make it all the way. It doesn't have nearly enough cards, so that's just game. And I think that's one of the weird problems of this game. Like, there's just unwinnable situations, and there's also, when you think about it, like, you're probably gonna see situations where, like, looking back at it, you could have just won a turn or 2 earlier if you were just more aggressive with putting Dawn under your swings, because they just don't physically have enough cards to win the game with or counter the blocks with. So it is what it is. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Hopefully you guys keep up with me. I finally got my own proxies, as you can see, and I'm gonna be posting more One Piece Wednesdays. We'll get consistent in that. We got super pre-release happening, so that's exciting, and got BT10 coming, so please stay tuned to please stay tuned with that, and like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.